Have a story to tell? I believe you. Ghost, cryptids, the unknown. Let's talk about it. This is my GhostCast. Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of my GhostCast. Our guest is Ricardo Ruiz. In this next story, he worked in the medical industry for a little bit, and then after he retired, he went and did some extra work. This next story is called The Red Wheelchair. Enjoy.
So, speaking of getting scared, so Ricardo told me a story when we first talked, and it actually stayed with me for a little while because I was trying to put myself in his shoes. It was about a red wheelchair.
Oh, the red wheelchair.
Tell the story.
You want to hear it? You want to hear the story? After I retired from my job, I worked in the supply department for a hospital, and one of my jobs was, organizing the old and outdated and broken equipment, and then we had a contractor who'd come in, and his job was to sell it. He'd get rid of it, dispose of it for us, and then whatever proceeds he got, he'd give us back a portion of it, and then he'd keep the rest for himself. It was really just space is valuable in the hospital. So all equipment's got to go. So we worked together, me as an employee, him as a contractor. When I retired, we'd become friends over the years. So when we retired, he called me, like a year after I retired, and he said, "Hey, Rick, I'm doing this job. Would you like to help me?" I said, "Sure. What the heck? I'm just, 3-day job, moving, doing an auction for hospital equipment." So it was going to be in this old building that used to be a rehab building, but really it was just a place where people died. I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but it had 4 stories, and it'd been emptied out when they sold the building or closed the business down. Stuff was just left everywhere. So my job was to organize the equipment that was left behind so we could photograph it, and he'd put it on an auction site, and then that's how we'd sell it. So it was just the 2 of us. Everything else was locked down. Security made sure nobody else had a key. And the guys from Minnesota go, "All right, anyway, I'm going to work down here. Why don't you go to the 3rd floor and organize every room, get all the equipment in each room, put it in a corner, photograph it. This way we can post them on the online site." I said, "Sure." I said, and he goes, "And just whatever equipment's in the hall, just organize it somewhere, so we can photograph it." I said, "You got it." So I go up to the 3rd floor, and it's deserted, dude. There's only half lights. Everything's just half lights. They're just trying to save electricity, I guess. So I get up in there, and I see, a lot of office equipment, chairs and stuff. I start putting everything, organizing all the chairs together, and then I see wheelchairs. And there's, it's a rehab center, so a lot of wheelchairs. So I grab all the wheelchairs, and most of them were black and blue, and they're normal size. And I would just get them, and I was putting them in one section of the hall. And I see one, but there was one that stood out. It was a big red one. It was taller than them. It was very distinct. Well, I put it against the wall, and then I surrounded it with the other wheelchairs, just because I'm kind of, attention deficit disorder. I just kind of got the OC, whatever, compulsive, whatever. I've got to make it look design worthy, right? So I put the red against the wall, then I surrounded it with blue and black. And I go my merry way. I go down, I go through one room, organize it, get it all ready. It takes about 15, 20 minutes each room. 3 doors down, I go to this one room, and when I get in there, I realize I got to close the door so I can open this closet and see if there's any equipment in there. And there was. So, I left the door closed. I got all the equipment. I put everything together, organized it, so it'd be in a photographable. And then I close the closet door. 20 minutes. I open the door to leave the room, and there's a red wheelchair right there blocking my way. It's literally just parked right in front of the door. I look out the hall in the half light, and I see all the chairs are undisturbed. Whoever took the chair out put the other chairs back. And I'm like, what the hell? So now I know that I'm the only guy here. So I called my friend, and I go, hey, were you up here? No, Rick, I'm down there organizing some stuff here on the first floor. I'm organizing the office. I said, well, I'm going to go down. I got to tell you something. So I kind of fast walk to the elevator, take it down to the first floor, and I tell him what happened. He goes, we got a ghost. And well, that's strange. I said, man, I'm not going to freak out or anything, because I can't say, but you promise you weren't up there. You go, no, I've been down here, working. I don't have time to be shenanigans. All right, okay. That's funny, I had a similar incident when I was in Arkansas a couple of months ago. I was up there, and I was doing the same thing, the job, and I came across this one toy clown, and I said, I'll bring it home, give it to the wife. She, I don't know if she likes clowns or not. So he goes, I take it to the wife. She goes, get that thing out of here. That's demonic. Get it out of this house right now. So I put it in my car. I just forgot about it, Anyway, as I'm organizing here, I reach into my bag, and look what was in the bag. And he pulls out this clown from hell. It's a little fabric body, but it's got a ceramic painted face. It's got a sneer on it that just sent a chill down my damn spine. I was already kind of scared. The clown scared me more. I go, so was it a clown? Was it a ghost? Or was this demonic
ass clown?
Clown you brought? What the hell? What are you doing? And he goes, maybe I'll put it back I'll just put it in the trash. You put it in the trash, and I think at some point he was messing with me because I'd come down. It took 3 days to do it. I kept seeing that clown out of the trash can.
No way. No way.
And he swore he didn't do it, but he was the kind of guy to play tricks. But it would have been perfect. I would have done it, if I was working with me. I'd have done it to me.
My God.
I talked to my brother, and he worked for the fire department really until he retired. And he was an EMT, and he said that place was notorious for patients would die, and then they wouldn't call for the EMTs or anything until like a day later, and they'd call say, hey, we have a heart attack in progress, and then he said, we show up, this guy's been dead a day. What kind of place is this? So that place had to be riddled with ghosts. That's when people went to die, basically. So you talk about
crazy.
Yeah. When you don't know, and you're already suspicious, then you start hearing voices in the other rooms, and who's talking and who's here, and it's just you, and you keep following the voices, but they just seem to be like in the next room. You never get to that room, It was a weird 3 days. It was strange. We worked broad daylight, but man, half light, and it's just, you just deserted. And people left, when they left trays of food, like in the nurses' station and stuff. It was just bizarre, Still, it was, I got to go home and tell the wife all these stories and really shook her to hell.
You're like, hey, I got this little doll for you.
Yeah. Oh, she told me, don't you bring that doll.
You're like, I didn't bring it home. It came along.
And I didn't want to destroy it or mess with it because I was afraid it might, seek revenge. I think it came from Arkansas. What are you doing bringing, demon toys from Arkansas?